What up, breeders? Hope you've put the kids to bed and logged into Reddit.com because it's time to bark like a dog for your podcast, Mommy. This is Super Despair World, the only podcast that doesn't fantasize about how good life would be if it never had you. Drop us a like and a subscription if you want to share the love, or send us a saucy $6 on Patreon if you really feel like wagging that tail. That last episode was kind of a stinker. Oh well. Mommy's back on her medicine now, so life goes on. Today we're going back to our roots, back to the wellspring of that Kino shit that never disappoints. We're making fun of some Redditors. Dave, why don't you say a few words about the happy campers we're diving into this week?
Well, we are big supporters of freedom on this podcast.
Love freedom.
Fucking love freedom. And what would make you more free than being dog free?
Yeah, free of those nasty little animals that just eat food and sleep, and I guess they have other biological functions as well. Just nasty, horrible little things. I fucking hate them.
They don't work. They don't make games for the Nintendo Switch. They don't make epic posts, which you can updo.
They're not even gamers.
To.
They won't follow you on X.com. They're not out for you.
Functionally useless, honestly.
Your network is your net worth. And dogs, they don't have jobs. They don't have any. They're not worth any money.
None of them have been to Hustlers Academy. We know that for sure. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, it's awful. So we're gonna take a look into the wonderful world of dogfree, the subreddit r/dogfree, and answer the question: what would life be like without a pet? Or even better yet, what would life be like if other people didn't have pets? God, I fucking hate other people so much, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, am I the asshole, Reddit? I just hate when people do anything that doesn't completely align with what I'm into at the moment. It really pisses me off, and what better way to achieve the catharsis you need to deal with society's woes than hopping on Reddit to your favorite vitriolic subreddit and just ripping on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I've got something of an unpopular opinion here, but can I get some updates to the left if you guys don't like stepping in dog turds? Isn't that just the worst? I just feel like I'm stepping in dog turds everywhere I go, like fucking Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons with the pile of rakes. That's just my life with dog turds.
I mean, we've all been there before, just navigating a minefield of dog shit in your local shopping mall. It's so ridiculous, and nobody cares about it. They're all these other normies, these NPCs. They walk around and they're every time they step in a pile of shit, they just have a big grin on their face and like, God, heckin' pupperinos shitting all over my shoes. God, that's wholesome, epic 100 Big Chungus Keanu.
I don't think I've actually stepped in dog shit since the last time I remember. I think it was in like elementary or middle school. But I do have this distinct memory when I was like 14 or 15. I was overseas visiting like some extended family in Romania, and we were doing some like just shopping at a big like grocery store or something, like kind of like the Walmart equivalent over there. I don't remember what it was called, but like up on the like fucking steel beams, the rafters near the roof, I just saw like a bunch of doves just hanging out. I guess they just like flew into the building, and I did see some like bird shit on the floor, which is really funny.
Man, I used to work at a state park which had a shit ton of seagulls in it, and the amount of people I've seen just get absolutely bukkake'd by seagull shit, it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like a fucking carpet bomb. You gotta be ready for that. You gotta duck and find cover.
I mean, seriously, it's training you for the apocalypse when we do find out that the government has been manufacturing bird spies to just I mean, that's a good nanobot delivery system.
I think I read like a declassified CIA thing. I'm pretty sure they have tried to make like spy drones in the shape of birds before, but maybe we'll look into that another time.
Yeah, I really think sometimes the dudes at the CIA, they got into that MK Ultra LSD a little bit too much, and they were like, "Yo, man, like we'll just take this because obviously it doesn't work for mind control, and we'll just sit around a table." And we'll think up some like really smart shit to remain the world superpower. And then they come up with like robot birds and assassinating John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, it's really wild. It's just a lot of like rumors. They're like, well, the Russians might be working on a program that lets people blow up goats with their minds, so we can't not do that as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
you gotta step first.
Yeah, we're just some dipshit podcasters who are we to say that the guy who fucked all those dolphins doesn't have like some good ideas? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I haven't done the science.
I haven't fucked a dolphin before. Maybe he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't knock it till you try it. Or in the meantime, just subscribe to r/dolphin-free.
Yeah, if you fucked a dolphin before, Dave at superdespairworld.com and or Briar at superdespairworld.com. We want you on the pod. Get in here.
Yeah, maybe not like in person. I don't know if I would want to like shake your hand or something, but we definitely want to hear your thoughts on the world and dolphins and a few other things.
Yeah, we'll make a call-in show someday, and we can have some listeners on.
Yeah, but for now, it's time to delve into the world of dog free. It's like Superman's fortress of solitude, away from a society, a dog culture of people that are just like crazy about these stupid little animals.
Yeah, and man, this one there's some real bangers on this subreddit. It's fucking great.
Yeah, before we dive in, I just want to say we've been very ironic in these first 7 minutes, but I should just put out there I don't actually hate dogs. I have 2 dogs myself. I love them. I think dogs are nice. I don't care if people don't like dogs, but some people take it a little too far. I feel like if you start posting about how much you don't like animals or pets or whatever on the internet, I don't know. I guess these testimonies will speak for themselves in a moment.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think like I like dogs as well. I had dogs at my mom's house at least for quite a while. They were good heckin' wholesome pupperinos. And I've met a lot of great dogs. I've met some shitty dogs too. Don't get me wrong.
Do you have a dog like right now?
Well, my mom does.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I don't.
I have two little Shih Tzus, and I love them a lot. They're basically useless. They're not super smart. They don't really like guard the house or do anything practical, but I love them. Don't ask me for their names because my late father gave them names that sound kind of like slurs, so I'm not going to say it on the podcast. And it's like it's been a couple of years now, so like I feel like if I changed it at this point, like his spirit would not rest easy. So just don't ask me about my dogs. I just wanted to. I just thought it's good to put that out there.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the thing is, I guess there's a difference. And if you don't want a dog, I don't think you should have one. Like that's pretty. I think that's pretty simple. But there's a difference between, not for me. I don't really like dogs that much. I don't want a pet. I don't want to take care of it. And being animal Hitler.
Yeah, I think we're gonna pick up on like I've already got my Geiger counter is going off. We're getting a lot of Hitler particles in the subreddits.
There are some vibes for sure.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so how about let's dig into our first post. I know you've got a couple. I've got a few lined up as well, but I think I have something nice and small to start us off here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, this is a post from about 2 weeks ago at the time of recording. The title is "I stepped in dog crap tonight."
God damn it.
Yeah, I thought, okay, this is a good place
It's the
to
Bane
start.
origin story of a dog free.
Yeah, this is someone's villain origin story. This is where it all went wrong. This is the start of the darkness.
I was born in the dog shit.
Molded by it. I didn't step in in anything else until it's already whatever. Okay, let's enough, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's read this post. This post goes, I don't know how to flare this. I think it fits though. I was doing a DoorDash order, dropped it off at the house. There was a walkway, so I didn't walk into the grass. Then I noticed a big clump on my shoe. Somehow, I stepped in dog crap. It's a very disgusting feeling. It smelled rancid, and I got physically sick in my stomach smelling it. I had both windows down, driving towards the gas station. It took me about 5 minutes of trying to get the mess off in the bathroom. I still don't know if I got everything because it smears. I don't know how dog owners can stand that smell. It's absolutely disgusting. Plus, apparently most of them don't pick up after their mutt.
Fucking God damn it, dude. I know.
Man, aren't like gas station bathrooms already like filthy enough? Why you gotta do that to some like poor retail employee?
Seriously. Like when I was like a kid, and because when you're a kid, you just like walk around aimlessly outside more, and you have two options. Well, first, when you're out and about, you grab a stick, and then you just like get as much off, and then you go to the nearest friend, your house or neighbor, and then you use their hose.
Yeah, or just like this guy's like doing DoorDash deliveries. Just like, I don't know, find like the edge of the sidewalk or something. There's just like a little ledge there. I don't know, just get most of it off on there. I don't know.
Well, I do like the thing, like, I don't know how dog owners do it. It smells rancid. It's like my brother or sister in Christ, you also shit. Like, and I'm pretty sure it smells bad. Like, I'm assuming you don't shit on sidewalks. Like,
it's shit. Nobody likes the smell of shit except maybe like the Crinkler gang, but that's neither here nor there. You know? Like,
yeah,
okay,
there's no Crinklers on dogfree for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe it would be interesting. I don't think there's an overlap between those two.
Yeah, we'll have to we'll do some deep gonzo journalism and get in there and just be like, yo, any Crinklers up in dogfree?
Yeah, it's a shame that the subreddit stats website, apparently, I don't think it works anymore ever since the fucking like Reddit API change. It's like, oh, you want to collect data on Reddit? Pay us like $5,000 a month, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Which I wonder if like anybody does that anymore.
I strongly doubt it. It's like none of these sites make money, so whatever.
Right. It's probably more of the walled garden shit. It's just like, you can, but but you won't.
All right, that was a nice little small sampler, a little silent but deadly, just a little thing to step into. Do you have a post lined up?
Oh yeah, okay. This one's a good one to follow.
All right, let's
up with.
go.
The title of this is warm weather equals dogs hanging out of cars.
Oh no.
It's flared dog culture.
This is a warning for us because it's springtime for
exactly, very very relevant. It's coming up soon.
It's coming up. Let's get into it.
We had a 60-degree day today after a week of freezing temps, and the number of slobbering mutts hanging out of car windows was insane. I swear to God, every dog owner in town had one, their fugly heads popping out of the windows like a whack-a-mole game. It was a frustrating reminder that pretty soon, mutts will be out to infiltrate our parks, trails, and playgrounds, shitting and barking and just generally raising hell.
Raising hell. I love that this person uses the word mutt like it's a slur.
Slobbering. The funny thing is, and you mentioned that, and I kind of just connected it now. Like, this does definitely read like a 1930s like propaganda post about undesirables in Germany. Like, pretty soon the rats will be stealing your home and your family. And
yeah, this is like just like two Mad Libs changes away from being somebody's like race manifesto.
100%. Yeah, I mean there's got to be somewhere that they learn to rant like this, because it's a little bit too sussy.
Yeah, it's not great.
No.
All right,
but like. I also like just like, this is what it's not like an actual like the guy stepping in shit. Okay, like that's something that actually affected you or whatever. But this dude just sees a dog with its head hang out of a car, just loving life, completely unaffected by this. He just sees it and like gets mad. Like, the fucking dog has a goddamn audacity to put his head out of a fucking window and enjoy the wind. Piece of fucking shit. God
yeah,
damn it.
it's insane. Like, I don't like the car's driving. It's not like a fucking like ice cream truck that's going like 5 miles per hour, so you really have to stare at the dog for like an entire 30 seconds, you know? It's like, I don't know how these people are just like super impatient. It's like just a weird hang up to have.
100%. It's so weird. Let me do one more really quick, because this one it's the same thing. So there's
all right, let's give us part 2. Let's go.
Okay, so this is part 2. It's called Dogs Everywhere. Uh-oh. And it says, does anyone else feel like they see tons of dogs no matter where they go? Go outside, dogs everywhere. Stay at home, dogs all around you in neighboring houses. I got to thinking how many people have dogs around me, and it's virtually every neighbor except for one. Dogs in grocery stores. Dogs in parked cars outside of grocery stores barking at you. Now, it's not just one dog per owner anymore. People have to have 2 or 3 dogs. It just doesn't seem like I can get away from dogs no matter where I go, and it sucks. Thanks for listening. I love that.
like we said earlier about the whole like mixing some nouns around, it feels like, I don't know, like I'm hearing somebody talk about how like, you ever noticed all the Steins, all the Steens in Hollywood? What's up with that?
Yeah. What's I'm just asking, what's going on with these dogs all over the place? But this is the same as the last one. It's just like, you're just like seeing dogs places, and it like makes you suspicious. Like, you definitely need to see a mental health expert, my friend.
Yeah, I've heard, since I've done some reading around on this subreddit, and I've seen other people refer to this as a dog culture. Like, we're just like culturally obsessed with having dogs or something. I don't know. Like, obviously, like, we've domesticated dogs for like centuries, and like a lot of people like to have one, but I don't think it's like an overwhelming like societal pressure. Like, you must have this animal and you must like them as well, you know?
Must love dogs. Must love dogs.
I legit don't know where people get this. Like, maybe I'm just like out of touch because I live in the fucking woods. So like, the most dogs I ever see are like, I guess like sometimes I'll hear my neighbor's dog like bark a few times a day. Like, oh, like imagine the horror. I can't believe I have to hear that sound like in the distance several times, but it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, there are like annoying things about dog ownership when it comes to other people, but it's usually just like, yeah, don't let your dog bark for like 25 minutes. Just bring them inside, or, you know, they're barking for a reason. Or, you know, you can train dogs and stuff like these issues can be mitigated. For the benefit of everyone, including the owner. But it's not like these people act like this is some like intrinsic thing, which like dogs are just menaces. They're here to take over society. They're changing our culture for the worst.
They're watching me. I heard them cough weird while looking in my direction. I think I'm being gang stalked by dogs.
It's just a bunch of Saint Bernards and pit bulls and fucking chihuahuas just following this dude around.
Yeah, we gotta look at gang stalkers too at some point. That's another, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of overlap, because it seems like this is the same type of like fucking schizo shit of just seeing things you don't like everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And there's definitely like there's a lot of like suspicious mindset of these people. Like, it's like, dude, calm down. It's not that deep.
Yeah. On that note, I have a similar Reddit post that I'd like to share. Someone
awesome,
else who has related concerns. This post is titled, "Dogs in ads are only getting more and more obnoxious."
Oh, God. Woke Hollywood.
It's flared dog culture as well. They have a tag specifically for that. Yes. So this post goes, I know it's almost the least of our worries, but every time I go on YouTube recently, I'm interrupted midway through a good video by a skanky-looking dog barking at me with some message telling me to buy from Amazon. To hell with that. I can't see what in their thinking tells them that is something that will entice buyers. I already had numerous reasons to not give that company any more of my money, and now they've simply put the cherry on the cake with a more personal one. I've been attacked by these creatures, and I've had to put up with their excrement, their horrifying barking, and forced presence throughout my life, and I don't want to see/hear it being plastered over entertainment from independent creators now too. Goes for other companies too. Dogs are getting shoved onto just about anything, any marketing material now, and makes it almost seem like people are being brainwashed by them. Not all are as obnoxious. Some are topic relevant or somewhat tasteful, but most of them are just random interjections of the beasts, that just because they've caught on to the trend. The sadder part, however, is that this tactic actually works. You can see clearly from posts on Reddit and all other social platforms, posting a picture of something relevant to the subject, but making sure to get their dog in the photo, and all of a sudden, that's all the comments are about, and they get thousands of free updates. Seriously, what the fuck, people?
God damn. I mean, if this gets people to stop buying from supporting Amazon, then I'm kind of on board.
Look, I never understand when people bitch about the ads they get, because like everything is stealing our data nowadays, right? So like I feel like it's kind of a self-report.
All ads are bad.
Like I don't know, maybe some people are weird and they just like think it makes a difference if they select the don't personally tailor my ads, but like everybody gets ads suited on shit they're looking up. So I don't know, maybe spend less time on fucking r/dogfree if you don't want the ad algorithm to think you're obsessed with dogs.
Yeah. Oh, dog free? They must like when their dog is free in their yard. Let's show them.
Let's show them some
ads.
free toys and accessories for dogs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dog free sounds like free dogs to me.
This one reads like some Gamergate shit where it's just like, it's fine when you put a dog on something if it makes sense. But now every time you watch an ad, there's a dog in it. Like, what's the deal with that?
We don't have a problem
woke.
with women or black people in games. I just hate all these specific cases of women and black people in my fucking games.
Yeah, it's just when they're in there, it should be like some chick with a bikini on, just like.
I want to go back to the days of Lara Croft's like fucking polygonal tits. That's why can't we just have nice things? Why did these fucking wokies have to add polygons to the game?
Yeah, unironically, let's get the triangle tits back. I like them pyramids.
Yeah, I guess that's a sharp point there, as always.
Hey, hey, oh,
yeah. This post is just insanity. Again, some of the word choice here is very telling. The one that stood out to me at the beginning is, "I'm interrupted midway through a good video by a skanky-looking dog." Does this person know what the word skanky means?
Maybe that's like the old-timey interpretation of it, but I mean, still, even if that's true, I'd have to look at the alternate uses of that word. But you know how it's used now, or maybe this person is time traveled from 1851, and
yeah, we love some antiquated definitions here on this very gay and queer podcast, which is to say happy and slightly bizarre. Totally not anything else. Please keep listening.
We truly love bundles of sticks here.
Yeah, please stay tuned in to the 5G signal. Everything you feel is normal. Just let's. Do we want to move on to another dog post?
Well, yeah. Okay. So this one is kind of related. This one is awesome. The user's name it's Red _Rover, but with like the lowercase and uppercase X's on each side. You know that old
that's like
school AOL screen
2004.
name shit. Hell yeah. And oh man, which also your name is Red Rover. Like that's a dog's name, man. I don't know.
Exactly.
But this one is titled "Dogs in ABCs," and this one is also tagged with dog culture.
Oh, interesting.
And it reads, "I'm sick of this crazy dog culture. I'm looking at kids' toys, and the amount of ABCs that have dogs in it is insanely high. I'm not just talking about ABC toys, but kids' ABCs in general drives me crazy. I know it's an easy word to read and spell, but can't it be something else like duck or dolphin? But no, it has to be the same ugly, annoying dog every time. This proves that dog nutters are just everywhere, and I'm tired of this trend. Other D things exist, crazy dog nutters."
Okay, first off, I don't like the way that they say dog nutters. Okay, like I know what they're getting at. I know they're talking about like, oh, people who are crazy, people who are nutty about dogs, but don't say dog nutters. Okay, like I don't know, maybe we spent too much time around the Crinkler gang. Maybe I'm just brain poisoned. But like, first let's phrase
Red Rover,
okay,
more like Red Rocket. Am I right? Hey.
Oh yeah, you'll shoot your eye out or however it goes.
This is definitely like some schizo shit, like just everywhere. First of all, like why are you just like perusing like kids' ABCs? I mean, maybe they have kids or they're a teacher or something like that, but like imagine you just get some like shitty children's book that's just like A is for apple. And they're just like, D is for dog. God fucking damn it.
They can't keep getting away with it.
I hate this fucking ugly. That would be awesome if they were like a kindergarten teacher and they're just going through the library and just taking copies of fucking Clifford the Big Red Dog, just whipping them across the room. Like, get this fucking shit out of here.
Fucking posting onto their like Facebook group for angry moms and librarians like, D is not for dog.
D is not for dog. We're not having that fucking woke shit in my school. Get the fuck out of here. D is for dolphin.
Dolphins and dolphin nutters. The dolphin fandom is dying. Okay, I have another post. I'm not gonna read all of it because I need to stress that this person wrote like a dozen paragraphs about this. It's like a full on like manifesto here. But this person titled their post, "Dog shit on the sidewalk is ruining society."
True.
I'm just scrolling down to the middle of the post. Okay, it says, "I was thinking about this the other day. How bizarre that it's just normalized for literal shit, literal feces," misspelled feces, by the way, "to be all around our public areas and sidewalks. It is insane. Imagine a society where you can wear your nice and expensive shoes to walk around without being in constant anxiety about stepping into shit and ruining them if you don't pay constant attention to every step." This sounds like a neurotic thing. Please get some therapy.
Yeah,
That's
like
not okay.
where do you live that it's like we said before, but like you said, I have the only time in my like adult life that I remember stepping in shit was at my mom's house with the old dog, because it was like snowy out, so she like shit next to the driveway and I wasn't paying attention. Usually the dog shit's like deep in the backyard, but and I was like, God damn it, dog. But you know, I didn't go on Reddit and was just like, fucking pieces of shit. Imagine a world where you don't have a minor inconvenience once in a while and have to clean off a fucking shoe that's probably should go in the fucking trash anyways, because like most men, I hold on to these babies for too long. I won't ever leave you. 5-year-old shoe.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go next or shall I? I have a few left, but they're all pretty small ones. So
I have a magnum opus here. So if yours are small, I think this is a good time. I'm not going to say it's the apex here, but this one I thought was pretty funny.
All right, let's get into it.
This one is it was from 4 years ago, and it's from a poster named Dog Nuts Bully Maine, which I don't know if...
Again, phrasing, please. Come on, guys.
Okay, yes, exactly. And it's another dog culture one. It's entitled Marmaduke, the most infuriating comic. So all my comic fans.
All right. Let's see what the Wokies did to Marmaduke to make this person so mad.
For those who did not have the misfortune of growing up with this comic in their morning paper, Marmaduke is a comic centered around a Great Dane. I always cringed reading the comic growing up, but I never really knew why. At that time, I believed there was no reason to dislike anything dog-related because society had taught me such. Now, in my adulthood, I can see just what I hated so much about this comic. It's a showcase of the absolute worst of dog culture. Marmaduke is an untrained, horribly behaved animal who is given everything it could want by its human servants. It eats anything left out in the open and frequently steals food from the young children of the household, who are only about a third the size of Marmaduke. These children had no choice to live with Marmaduke, and Marmaduke's happiness is often put over that of the children. This is presented as a normal way to treat a dog. The family have all sorts of special systems to make sure their beast of a dog doesn't destroy the whole house, which is apparently preferable to actually training it. But that's not the worst of it. At least this family had the choice to adopt and live with this thing. The poor people of their neighborhood are not so lucky. Marmaduke routinely terrorizes the neighbors, getting into their yard and stealing food from the grill or eating the birthday cake of young children, making them cry. This is presented as funny. Yes, it's funny to have your dog roam free and destroy other people's stuff. These people should apparently be happy to be terrorized by this beast. Marmaduke is also allowed to jump or sit on people whenever it wants, with no regard for their comfort or personal space. And the family, of course, finds this humorous, and an example of how much Marmaduke wants to be their friend. I don't know why anyone would want to interact with these horrible people who only care for their mongrel and disregard everyone else. They're selfish and terrible and should not be allowed to be around people. But of course, that's not what this abomination of a comic tells us. No, according to this comic, this is normal behavior or funny behavior. Look at this dog jumping on kids and eating their ice cream. Now the kids are sad. Isn't that cute? Isn't it funny that this dog is badly behaved? Don't you just love Marmaduke? Ridiculous. I noticed there while I was reading that I started to unintentionally do like either a Ben Shapiro or a Tucker Carlson
it's a little
reading style.
A little like halfway between the two.
Yeah, that wasn't even my intention, but I was just like, oh shit. Yeah.
My only thought going through this whole story is like, man, I fucking hate it. There's too much like mischief in this children's comic.
There's too much whimsy in this children's newspaper comic.
I can't believe this cartoon dog gets up to antics.
One of the comments is Marma Puke, like fucking, and this guy's name is I don't like your mutt. Like, dude, it's an identity to these people. That's like fucking crazy.
Dude, they use mutt like it's a slur.
Oh, and there's a Rick and Morty. There's a Rick and Morty reference in here. This reminds me of a Rick and Morty episode where it's like, dude, okay. This explains so much.
Imagine like a subreddit about like, does anybody else watch this Rick and Morty and think this Rick guy might not be like a good uncle or whatever? Does anybody else think,
pisses me off that he exists in this fictional universe and he's just being a fucking asshole the whole time. God damn it.
Does anybody else feel like all these science experiments wouldn't work in real life? What kind of message are we sending to children?
Yeah. And people think it's funny. They think it's funny.
Oh, geez. Okay. So for my last couple, I actually kind of deviated from our initial prompt a little bit. So I have some little nuggets of gold picked out of the shit in a different subreddit. I found some good posts in a much smaller sub. It's r/catfree.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so Cat Free is like a way smaller community by like an order of magnitude, but it's also like just as funny, if not funnier. And I need to stress, when you look at like the sidebar on both of these subreddits, it's copied almost word for word. Under the cat sub, it says, Dogs are off topic. This is an anti-cat sub, not a pro-dog sub. Dogs are off topic. Any posts promoting dogs, comparing dogs to cats, or complaining about the attitude of cat lovers toward dogs or dog people will be removed. Anybody commenting / posting with the sole purpose to attack dogs as a way to defend cats will be banned.
God damn it. Yeah, if you even use the word cat, it's fucking down dudes for you, Buster.
Your post will be moderated.
You're out of here.
I just downvoted your comment, okay?
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, that means your total karma has gone down by 1.
Yeah.
Watch your behavior, or else it might happen again.
I am a mod in training, and yeah.
All right, let's start off with this post.
Okay.
It goes, the title is in all caps, and they censored the curse word here. The title is, I just fucking hate cats. And they go,
Preach.
I don't even like how they walk, always trying to do something stupid or attack us. I'm dating a girl with 2 cats. One of them, it's a chill cat and doesn't bother you or bite anyone. But the other one, man, I fucking hate him. He never respects us, even if we repeat the same thing 1,000 times. Last time I went to her place, he kept staring at me all the time and always trying to attack. The girl I'm dating comes close to him in another room, just we can cuddle. It's impossible to do anything when he's around. I think he is a really annoying and dumb shitbag. I'm starting to think that I have a problem because sometimes I just want to fucking beat this cat so bad that he never bothers me again. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'll never beat an animal, but this motherfucker, censored the fuck, gets in my nerves every time. I really hate cats. Everything about them, the most useless and not funny animal ever.
I hate that this just fucking asshole cat is not funny. He walks like an asshole. He just does whatever he wants the whole time. I've tried to reason with him. No matter what I say,
just
I've
the
tried
one cat. The other one is chill. Don't.
Yeah, the other one is chill, but this other one, I've politely asked him several times to not attack this girl, and he wouldn't listen. He just keeps walking around like a fucking
cat.
asshole.
Just keeps looking at me. Why does it keep looking at me? What does it want to know? What does it want to know?
What does it want? Yeah. What the frick?
All right. I have another post. This is a message from this is an open letter from the cat-free community to people who might consider posting in their subreddit. The post is titled, Please Go Elsewhere. And the post reads, with all due respect, I don't think it's fair for you, cat owners / lovers, to come into this group making posts insulting us that don't favor them. You all literally have hundreds of communities to join to express your love for your animals. We only have this one group to share how we feel about certain things regarding cats. If you could keep your toxo brains in the other communities where it belongs, that would be great. I don't know what that word is. We respect your communities by not going in there and commenting on every little thing insulting your cats, nor making posts in your communities about how we hate them, and we damn sure don't try to convince you to hate your own animal. ... With that being said, ... Please show us the same respect.
Wow. You're the fucking victims, man.
The most oppressed minority on Reddit.
I'm assuming toxobrain refers to like toxoplasmosis, which is like the fungus or whatever that is in like
supposedly
cat shit.
Like makes you like cats more or something. Yeah, right. I didn't spend a lot of time on cat free. That's my guess too. That's probably what they're getting at, but I don't know.
I did also see the term dog cells in the dog free subreddit. So yes, of course we can see that there's definitely like some like 4chan nutcase overlap with these people.
Because it's in dog free, I'm gonna assume that's like people who don't like dogs, so they can't find a date. But that also makes me think about like, would that be more like you can't get a date because you have a dog, or I don't know. It's nonsense.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's no cohesive grammar with all the, because when they call somebody like a brain cell, it means it's because you have like a mental disability or something like that, or some sort of neurodivergence.
I thought brain cell was like the incel's word to like make themselves cool. Like, no, we can't fuck because we're too smart for that or something.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
All right. For the last post, I'm gonna send you this over DMs because you have to see. It's just a picture. This post is titled "Disgusting Soulless Creature," and it's just, you gotta see this. It's a picture of this cat just staring forward next to like a knocked over Christmas tree.
Okay, that's a pretty.
Okay, this is funny as fuck. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be serious or not, but the top comment is, hi ho, it's off to the shelter you go. Like, okay, anywhere else I would be like, okay, this is just like a funny post, like you're upset that your cat knocked over the Christmas tree or something, but it's on r/cat free, so like, are they serious?
Probably. Like these people, they are like animal Nazis, man, for sure. Like they don't, they're just like, oh, minor inconvenience. Yep, gas chamber. Get this fucking.
Wow, these creatures should be euthanized because I had to hear them make a noise once.
This photo is awesome though. We need to share this somehow.
Yeah, maybe we'll put a link in the description to our sources.
Okay,
we'll see. That'll be fun. Yeah. All right, we spent a little bit longer than I planned to on the Reddit stuff, but I wanted to move on to another Reddit for people who dislike something perhaps even more insidious than pets, a child. Do we want to talk about child free?
Yeah, fuck them kids. Don't. All right. Don't. Okay,
no, not like that. Phrasing.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. The phrasing episode. We've learned a lot about.
Well, okay, please don't cancel us. Please make sure the woke mob who just wants to love dogs and cats and dolphins doesn't come after us.
The reason that sprung to mind, there was one time that I went to buy something at a gas station, and the dude at the counter, he was pretty chill, and like, you put your card in the thing, blah blah blah, and whatever, and then the card reader is like, would you like to donate $1 to like the children's, and he turns the fucking thing around without any prompting by me, and he's just like, and he just mashes the no button. He's like, nah man, fuck them kids. This is a fucking cashier. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, hell yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's going a little bit out of his station for that, but that's funny as fuck. Gotta stick to your guns. Don't let the children win.
Yeah,
and by win I mean get like $1 for food.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's if you're that big of a charity that you have that going on, I'm sure probably about 2 cents out of that dollar goes to kids, and the rest goes to some like CEO's fucking beach house or whatever.
Yeah, most charities are pretty sketch, but that's out of the scope for today. Let's talk about reddit.com r/childfree. So like for some people, it's not just like pet owners that get under their skin. It's also child owners, havers that get under their skin.
Breeders.
Maybe we can start there. This is like their slur for like parents, I guess, for people who want to have kids. I don't know. Do we want to like, let's unpack the word breeder. What's up with breeders?
I mean, I guess it's just a person who has kids, because they have to like. It reminds me of some fucking bullshit Twitter post that I saw before, and it was kind of adjacent to this, because it was somebody like being annoying about being a mom or something, and it was just some like vitriolic fucking asshole replying to that, and they're just like, you don't deserve a medal for getting nutted in, or some shit like that. And all the comments were like, that's very disgusting that you would refer to raising children and the magic of pregnancy with getting nutted in. That's like, well, I mean, okay, like fair, I guess, but like,
I mean, you're not wrong.
When you really break it down, I mean, you don't need to like pass a test.
Like some people are dog nutters, other people are like woman nutters, right? It's nuts all the way down.
Trust me, I don't know.
It's a nuts world out there, okay? Society's
it's all right.
goddamn
nutty world out there.
Yeah, so I want to say, like, whenever I hear people say the word breeders, it kind of gives me the same vibe as, like, when people say, like, females, right? Like, breeders. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I hate that these people, like, did literally the most, like, normal biological function of adults. Whatever. I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to be upset about, but some people just, like, have like a fucking pathological dislike of kids. I kind of get it. Like, I don't know. I'm not like a kid person. I don't like looking after kids. I think they're kind of annoying, but like I don't think about it. I don't go into online communities to write like manifestos and screeds about it.
Yeah, I mean the thing is there's nothing. I mean, the kids are fucking kids. I used to work with kids, and it's like that like I used to like kids before I worked with them. I mean, just in general, I still like kids, but just I don't think I have the patience, and it's really like kind of in the how do you say in the capacity that most child care or like young kid teaching jobs are. It's you're more of a fucking wrangler than like a carer of children and a shaper of minds and shit like that. Just because you shouldn't be in charge of fucking 35 kids, like that's not how that should work, but it kind of is. But yeah, I mean, I don't just like the dog free shit. I don't think, because there is the opposite of these people who think like anybody who doesn't put these little angels up on a pedestal and like worship them as the perfect little gods and goddesses that they are, is like some fucking psychopath. And it's like, man, some people are like suited for this kind of thing, and some people aren't. But
I relate to a lot of people. Like, I see some reasonable posts on the child free subreddit where it's like, oh, I'm sick of like my relatives like pulling out their wallet and showing me like a pic of their kids or like these photos or whatever, and I have to go like, oh, what a cute kid. Like speaking as me, like when I see a picture of a baby, I don't really like feel anything. Like, all babies kind of just like look like babies to me, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's really special for the parents, so like I'll be like polite for like 2 minutes to be like, oh yeah, nice kid, congrats on having a kid, I hope that goes well, blah blah blah. But like some people, like Redditors, are just like so pedantic and like turned up that they just can't even do that. I don't know, it's just the most
for sure
basic, the most basic civility is too much to ask.
Exactly. It's like, dude, nobody, and that's the thing with a lot of these. They're just like, somebody showed me a picture of their fucking dog or their kid, and it's like, now I have to like be like cool. What I really want to do is just take that phone and huck it into the fucking ocean and say, fuck you, piece of shit, for showing me a goddamn. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? But I mean, it is like, it is funny to people when people are like showing off their newborn. I mean, like, sure, but like, there's like,
some people are just like, just so like antisocial and maladjusted that even the most like basic amount of like small talk or like whatever is too much for them. Like, I was just at the grocery store today and I bring my like items up to the cashier and she says like, oh, how's it going, or something like that, and I know deep down of course she doesn't give a fuck, but I'm like, oh, it's good, and I talk about the weather for 30 seconds. But like some people can't even manage that. I don't know, maybe it's like a neurotic thing, but like I feel
small
like
anxiety beans on
maybe
on
I don't
Tumblr.
know, don't like all the anger that you put into like creating these subreddit communities and making these posts about it, maybe just put that into like putting on a smile and just saying like, yeah, weather's nice, hope it warms up next week, blah blah blah. Just like move on. Okay, this is not worth being mad about. Find something else.
They need a place to kind of like justify their own maladaptive tendencies to not be able to talk to anybody in a fucking civilized manner. And it's like, yeah, I get it, man. Somebody's showing a picture of their fucking infant and they're like, oh, doesn't he look like his mom? And it's like, nah, man, the motherfucker looks like Winston Churchill. But like, it's fine. Like, it's not like, how is this hurting you? Like, just chill,
all
man.
Babies just kind of look like drunk little potato people to me, but you know, it's whatever.
And that's cool, man. I kind of envy that. That's gonna be my end game. You know, you begin life how you
I think
end it.
if I was to make a request to all the breeders out there, I don't know, maybe spice up the pictures a little bit. Maybe if you want to show me like photos of your baby, maybe put like a pirate hat or something on them.
Yeah,
and go like, hey, cool, he's a little buccaneer or whatever.
I'm fully on board with that. Like, give him a grill and a gold chain and like I don't know, some shit. Like, just switch it up. You know, it's like Halloween every day.
I'm not gonna share it, but my family has this one photo of me when I'm like a year old or some shit, where my dad put me in like his big office chair in like his home office, and it looked like, oh, I'm like a business baby. I was like a 1994 like boss baby. It's kind of funny. Okay, it's a cute little picture, you know.
Yeah, and that's the point of having kids, so you can treat them as just
it's
like
so you can put them in silly little costumes and show them to the other parents.
Exactly. And that's the thing. If I had kids, they would be so dripped out, and it's not because like it's for nobody's benefit but my own. It's because I think it's funny, and I think other people think it's funny too. And I think that's cool when people put their little kids in funny little costumes and shit. I think that's cool, and the kid doesn't give a shit. They're just vibing.
Yeah, exactly. There was another thing I wanted to say about the subreddit. So, full disclosure, when we were planning this episode, we were originally going to read Reddit posts from both dog free and cat free and child free, but as we scrolled through child free, it turned out, okay, a lot of these posts are like kind of reasonable, but maybe you shouldn't spend all your time in this like weird like spite filled online community or whatever. But a lot of posts in there were also like really like depressing shit that like I'm not gonna feel good making fun of, like someone who like maybe can't have kids, like they're infertile or something, and their parents are like really shitty towards them about that or whatever. Like, that's not funny. I kind of understand why you would want to like go to like an online forum to like vent about that, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing. We couldn't find any like funny like dog free is full of them just because
it's funny as fuck.
Yeah. The dog free fucking rules. Like, we could probably do that all
we
day.
read like half of the links that we saved.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was that shit writes itself. But yeah, child free, it was between that. I think there's like a dose of cope in all of these, of just like people either by choice or not by choice or by circumstance or whatever don't have kids, and yes, like, it's fine if you don't have kids, it's fine if you don't want to do that, it's fine if you can't do that, totally fine. But yeah, it is annoying that it's like, you're 35 when you're having kids, all this shit, and it's like, no, that shouldn't be like an expectation. That should be really, we do need I'm all for people having kids. Anybody who wants to and is able. I'm all for people who are really going to take that job seriously.
Have kids or adopt kids. You know, a lot of kids out there need good parents. You know,
absolutely. And but if you are doing that to please grandma, and shit, man, I saw this in fucking Korea all the time. Because if you think there's societal pressure to have kids here, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, go to East Asia.
The child free subreddit has like different like Reddit flares to like sort posts, and one of the flares on there is regret, which is like, oof.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah. And that shit, I've definitely gotten vibes before from people. I mean, they obviously, I didn't find their like r/child free profile or post or anything like that, but I've definitely got vibes from people who are just like, yeah, we did this because that's what you do.
Yeah, it's like the kid doesn't deserve that, dude.
I know, and that sucks. And that's a self-perpetuating. I mean, I'm not going to go so far as to call that abuse, even though that might be, unfortunately, there might be some of that going on.
It's definitely like a generational baggage.
Yes, and it's going to probably self-perpetuate until we squash this cultural thing where it's like, at age 24 you get married. At age 26, you have your first kid.
All those expectations are like falling apart nowadays for a lot of reasons.
That's the thing too, and there was actually one from Dog Free that was the post itself was not that interesting. It was just some like. it was just some like fucking dude in Korea that was like malding about the fact that there was like a dog mall where you could bring your dog in there. And in one of the things, the only reason I saved it was because like there were people either in the post or in the comments, and they were like, "Oh, so that's why there's demographic collapse in Korea, is because people like care about their dogs so much. Like that's what a country in demographic collapse should be."
Yeah, no, that's exactly the problem with Korea, not anything else.
Sure. It's not because people are barely making ends meet to begin with.
It's not because everybody works for one of like 5 corporations.
Yeah, and they're forced to work 16 hours a day, and daycare for a kid is like 3/4 of your fucking income. And then you also have the expectation, which if you don't want them to be Chinese food delivery drivers, you have to send them to like 7 different academies, which all cost like $500 a month. So basically, unless you're fucking loaded, you can't have a kid. That's not why people aren't having kids. It's because they're too concerned about their fucking labradoodle. Like, dude, grow up, man. Fucking shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's pathetic. And I brought this up because I just wanted to nail this one last point about the child-free subreddit. There's this like narrative that I've seen on there where it's like a lot of young people posting this. So like millennials, Gen Z, whatever. I guess millennials kind of sort of not young anymore. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm that old, but whatever. Point is, I see this sentiment. A lot of people like our age and younger are saying stuff like they're pointing out real problems in the world, like no retirement, more toxic algae in the water, extra wildfires, hotter summers, mass shootings, blah, 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 unaffordable childcare. All these things are real. I read that off of like a shitty 4-panel comic or whatever. They list all these real problems and they go, so society expects us to have kids in this environment? And
hello.
I gotta say, like, okay, first of all, fuck off with your like fake concern. 90% of the time, I don't think it's actually like all these things like, oh, you're doing the selfless, good activist thing by choosing not to have kids. I don't know. Maybe I'm just revealing something about myself here, but like the reason I don't really want to have kids, I don't think I'm fucking responsible enough to have kids. Okay,
and that's fine.
I gotta get like fucking 1 illustration done every week for the podcast, and sometimes I will stay up until like 3 a.m. working on it. Okay, it's like I'm not fit to have kids. I'm just not responsible. I'm not wired for it. I don't think I would be a good parent, and that's fine. There's a lot of people like that. I don't know. There's just this whole sentiment of like we are like this because the world has all these problems, and those are real problems, but like I don't know, it just seems like a very grandstandy like bullshit excuse to like,
I 100% agree with that, and I hate that fucking doomer bullshit too. It's like, why do anything? Because the ice caps are melting and there's crime. It's like,
society,
dude, people were having kids.
10 years.
People were having kids during fucking World War II, which is way worse than what's going on now. Shut the fuck up. If you don't want to have kids, it's fine. Don't use like world bad as your excuse not to. Find out the real reason you don't want to do that. Like
you are not doing these causes a favor for real. When we see cases where like, oh, something about these problems gets better and suddenly the child rate goes up. Like I saw there was a study, something like they tried in some like prefecture in Japan where they started giving people like more time off and like cheaper childcare, and suddenly a lot of people started having kids. Wonderful. So like,
amazing.
all these are real problems, but like I'm specifically talking about like the people that go online just to vent about this bullshit. Yeah. Like get off your soapbox. You're not fooling anybody. Just be honest. Just say you don't like kids because you're like a spiteful motherfucker or something.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, I know the reason I don't want to have kids right now, at least. And I think I would be a good parent. Actually, kids tend to respect me for some reason.
I think I would be a good aunt. I don't think I would be a good mom.
Yeah. Which that's the thing. Village to raise a child, blah, 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 all that type of shit. We need different roles when it comes to kids, and we don't need to get into the weeds with the whole like obsession over the nuclear family to the
that's a whole other episode.
Exactly. Maybe we'll redo the suburbs one. At some point,
Yeah.
we could talk
Yeah,
about
well,
that.
we don't talk about that. It's in the past now. It doesn't exist.
It's
done.
gone. It's gone.
I'm
It's
on my
gone.
medicine again.
That's
It
the
won't
reason.
happen.
That's the reason I don't have kids. But no, the real reason is I'm not where I want to be in my life right now exactly. And if I had a kid, I would resent them. That's really what it comes down to. In the future, if I get more settled and comfortable in that and it happens, I think it could be fine. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, I am a dude, so I have a little bit more leeway with like the window of time in which I could have a biological kid. But even if not, you can adopt children. This is a thing. I know everybody wants to like splooge their fucking genetic material back out into the
Fucking
world,
breeders, dude.
God, fucking breeders. See, the thing is, they call them breeders, but I think if like somebody adopted a kid, they'd be like, "Yo, fuck you, let that kid rot."
Yeah, maybe we need a slur, a Reddit slur for like adoptee parents or something.
Yeah. Fucking
No, we don't. Yeah.
Don't give them any ideas on that.
Well, I don't think Redditors need any encouragement to come up with slurs, but that's just me. So, okay, we're kind of wrapping up, but I wanted to like bring us to the big point here, which is I look at like the kind of subreddits we talk about today and some of the related ones, which we're just about to get into, but I've termed this phrase for it. I want to call this like, I call it the Spite Vortex, right? And we kind of talked about this, about like these communities basically just exist to like reinforce each other's like complaints and like bad vibes or whatever. It needs to be said that like basically any community that's built around like hating something or complaining about something is inevitably going to like self-radicalize, right? Everybody's going to rub off onto one another. It's going to be like a big circle jerk where everybody just like gets more and more hateful. Like there's no posts on like dogfree about like, oh, my neighbor's dog barks a lot, it's kind of annoying, I guess. Like, no, they have to come up with like skanky mutts or these slobbering beasts and all these words, because it's the only thing that gets the updates, that gets the attention. It's just how these communities, it's just bait. That's just how these communities always go, and it's not good. You got to get out of these faces.
Yeah, and it's no different than all of these like political communities, whether it's right wing or left wing, where it's not just like fucking hell yeah, just like went to a co-op and it was cool, or just like, hey, just went to like a KKK rally and I had a really good time.
Yeah, I can't believe you made this episode political. What's wrong with you, dude? Come on.
Yeah, because I'm a breeder.
We were an hour in, we were doing so well, then you had to go and make it political.
Always. I'm always gonna do it. But it's always like, can you believe what these people are doing? Reacting to person I don't like shit. And it's just like, because if you do something that's like, hey, I just like this, I think this is a cool idea, cool, whatever, neat, yeah, thanks, you post a fucking Ben Shapiro video and something, it's just like thousands of people like, fuck, can you believe he said thing that makes me angry, that's purposely in there to like engagement bait me? God, fucking,
I can't believe I just went to bite the big juicy worm and I got the fucking hook in my mouth again. What the fuck is wrong with society?
Damn it. It's the internet.
Yeah, I wanted to. All right. So I mentioned earlier we were looking at this website, subreddit stats. It's not going to be with us for long because of all that like Reddit API bullshit. But a fun function of subreddit stats is that it'll show you like related communities to any subreddit you enter based on like shared users between them. So I decided to plug in the ones that we looked at today to find some interesting data points on this. First, starting with dogfree, the number one subreddit they overlap with by far, like multiple times more than the second one, is r/ban pitbulls.
I mean, no surprise there.
Do we need to say anything? Like, okay, for those who aren't as online as us, like when you hear people like going off about pit bulls on the internet, like 95% of the time it's going to be like a weird racial dog whistle, right?
Yeah, 100%.
They'll look at all these statistics like, wow, I can't believe pit bulls are just like genetically wired to like maul babies to death. Oh, here are these black crime statistics, and it's like, okay, it's fucking madness. Those
when and also like not even the allegory between that, but when they think of a pit bull, it's not just like a person with a pit bull. It's like it's some dude in the hood with a pit bull on a chain that they just like that's just like itching to like eat a toddler. And they're just like, yeah, this is average.
They're imagining
owner.
the fucking Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's what we don't need to get in the pit bull discourse. It's whatever,
yeah, maybe another time. So that's the number one overlap with dog free. The number two is Breaking Mom, which I read the title and I didn't know what that was about. So it's a place for like troubled and frustrated moms to vent about the problems of like being a mom, which like, okay, I get it, it's stressful raising kids or whatever, but like dog free Breaking Mom, it's a lot of it's a similar like just complaining about innocuous things. It seems like a community that's prone to like just egg each other on to get to some unhinged point.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, man, you're really like upset about a lot of things in your life that are out of your control. Like, do you need help? Do you need I'm not even talking about like mental help. I'm just talking about like, hey, do you need like
a friend? Do you need
a
look
friend?
After the kids for a day?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a big problem with like parenthood now, is just like from personal experience, anecdotally, my friends who have had the most success and least amount of like stress with raising a kid are the ones where like grandma lives next door, stuff like that, and it's just kind of like it takes a little bit of the pressure off of them.
Yeah, like I'll say like I'm as white as it gets, but like I grew up in like an immigrant Romanian family, and in a lot of cultures out in Europe, like you have multiple generations of people living in the same house.
Yeah.
So like when I was a kid, like oftentimes I would just like go out for walks and shit with my grandma, or like she would look after me like occasionally, like while my dad was at work, or like while my mom was like doing chores around the house or other stuff. Like I had a lot of extended family to like take some of that burden off, and I think I'm almost certainly like better off for it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's also good to have like different influences on you growing up. I mean, my parents were cool, but it's also like it's nice to get some other perspectives, get comfortable around different people. I think one of the reasons that like a lot of these like suburban shut-in iPad kids are so fucked up is because the only people they've like ever had any contact with for most of their life were like people they were forced to, or like their absentee parents.
Yeah. Moving back to the subreddit stats, number 3 overlap with dog free is botched surgeries.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just I took a look at it for 1 second, and this subreddit is literally just like posting pictures of people with like a surgical mistake or something. It's like it's just gawking at ugly people.
That is
just
weird.
Like
That's
look at this skanky whore that got like shitty Botox, and now she looks fucked up and bloated. Let's updoots to the left. It's just, okay. I don't know.
So that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard deep into the vortex there.
Yeah, that's the abyss that you gaze into, and it gazes back. And we're just gonna like rapid fire through some of these. I noticed an interesting trend when I looked at the subreddits that overlap with child free, and I'm just gonna list like about a dozen of them rapid fire, and maybe you could share what impression you get about child free after reading this.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so child free overlaps with mostly in order: antinatalism, wedding shaming, just no MIL, mother-in-law, female dating strategy, ask women over 30, raised by narcissists, entitled parents, ask women advice, bad women's anatomy, anti-MLM, multi-level marketing, entitled people, fat logic, 2X chromosomes, witches versus patriarchy, and ask women. What do you think about that?
So this sounds like a lot of white women.
Yeah. It's almost like the thing we talked about in that episode that didn't go up last week.
The episode that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Just
don't look
skip
it
that
up.
one.
This is the real episode 14.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, this is like a white lady problem. And the thing is, like, when I first like dug into the child-free subreddit, my impression of the user base was going to be like, oh, this is like the cringy like neckbeard Reddit stereotype, like,
yeah, that's what I
internet
thought
forum
too.
moderator. But this kind of changes my perspective on it. Like, no, I think it's a lot of ladies on there.
Yeah, just like this is a Karen. This is like the ISIS training compound, but for Karens.
This is not just Redditors. This is Reddit-S. Reddit-S's. If that makes sense.
Redditors.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good going out of your mouth, but yeah. So that's interesting. Child free. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff we didn't read on there because it's very depressing. And we talked a little bit about like, yeah, maybe what a lot of these people really crave is like a community or like an actual like helping hand to make their life easier. And they have real problems. I'm sure they could use that, but like these shitty like self-radicalizing online communities, it's not a substitute for that. You're not going to find the help you actually need like dwelling in these spaces, right?
Yeah, I think that's a theme we've gone back to a bunch in the things we've covered on here, and we will probably unfortunately continue to keep going back to that. It's
such a cliche to just tell people every week to touch grass, but like,
yeah,
guys, there's a lot of ways the internet rots your brain. Okay, I love the internet, but also I kind of hate it. So like,
for sure, and seeking community is good. And now I know fucking infrastructure and town size. If you don't live in a city, things are harder. I mean, that sucks, man. I know you don't have COVID to blame anymore because people are doing, I can't go outside because of COVID. So now I just have to sit on these shitty fucking subreddits and Twitter and shit and just like continue to just be in this like never ending loop of bad takes. It's like, dude, you have to make an effort, man. If you don't, like, just go find people who are cool, and you can have online communities. I mean, we have one which you can come if you're fucking insane. We'll train you to not be insane.
We'll train you to come to our Discord. Please check out the Discord now.
Yeah,
hit the gritty for Ukraine.
Come to the Discord. Come to the Discord.
Yeah, come bark like a dog for me on the internet.
Yeah, this is not a r/dog free place because there's plenty of. Okay, anyways.
Come join our welcoming community full of dog nutters just like us.
Yeah, damn dog nutters and people wearing leashes and collars and shit. Like, okay, we
love the smell of dog shit in this house.
Yeah, all right. It's a pretty normal Well, we can't say that, but it's a pretty good.
It's
a
weird
good
in the cool way.
Yeah. Not in the r/dog free way. It's weird in the r/. Okay, never. You fill in the blank there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, look, we got to the point. These communities are not great, and you know what? Maybe if you're listening to this, maybe you're not in child free or dog free or whatever, but I would urge you to look at like the different like subreddits you might be subscribed to and ask like, why am I on Reddit? And more specifically, ask like, are any of the spaces I'm in just like constantly full of spite? Are they just like about complaining about shit? Like, what's the point of this? When does it end? Are we ever gonna like get over this? Is this shit really as big of a problem as I think it is? It's like, I don't know, maybe move on, maybe seek healthier relationships, maybe get to know your neighbor, maybe go out to do something in real life, or like maybe just find, maybe if you really gotta be online, then find a better space, maybe make a better space, just hold people to higher standards, and don't fucking fall into the spite vortex, please.
Yeah, and to be clear, there is a spectrum with these ones. There are ones that are more lighthearted and poking fun at people. A lot of it is like
Cat
kind
free
of
is
like
funny as
self-aware.
fuck.
Yeah. But like just neckbeard things. Like that's more like I think a lot of people in there are like former neckbeards or possibly still have neckbeard traits.
Yeah, one of my
it's
favorite
like fedora
ones,
tipping fucking samurai sword guys.
One of my favorite ones was like mall ninja shit, where it's just like pictures of like shitty knives and katanas and whatever. I think it's funny.
Dudes like slashing like milk jugs with a fucking with a mall samurai sword and shit, and in the fedora, like that's fun. But like the when you go on these other ones, it's not funny. It's just
why does r/botched surgeries exist? Like, come on. That's not cool. That's fucked up.
Weird, and that definitely has vibes of some like weird kind of like daytime TV shit. Which someday we'll talk about. Did
I ever show you that video of like, it was an interview from like 10 years ago, or probably a bit more than that, of like the most like greasy dude you've ever seen, who used to be like a notorious Reddit moderator, and he was in charge of a lot of like really edgy subreddits that don't really exist anymore, like pics of dead kids and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Or, like watch people.
I think I know who you're
something.
talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. It was like, it was fucking Violent Acres. You remember that guy?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you look him up, and he's like exactly what you imagine. And like Reddit today isn't as bad as it was like 10, 15 years ago, but like I think there's definitely that seed of rottenness that's just always been on the site, and it's just like taken root now. So you're never totally free of it on Reddit, but like, I don't know, just there's a spectrum. Just be critical about like the places you choose to like spend hours in every day on the internet.
Yeah, and like we did our little perusal for this episode, but I'm not gonna go back on these again anytime soon, because it was fun for like 2 seconds. Child free was just kind of sad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not great.
And like spend your time doing something like, if not positive, if not wholesome, then at least make it like funny. Not just like, I think there is catharsis and like bitching about shit with your friends, with people who care, when you're actually, but like just going on here and just like nonstop just mauling about the fact that like you saw a dog hang out of a window. Just like, man, fuck, you gotta look inward a little bit with this shit, because that's crazy.
Yeah, that's well said. Spend your time in better places. And more importantly, spend your money on the Super Despair World Patreon, which you can sign up for now in the link below. Every little bit counts. We love your support. We love you guys. I think that's all we got for this week. Dave, do you want to read off the names of our lovely patrons?
Yeah, fuck yeah. We have Nick. Thank you, Nick. Protagon.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Shalom Guy, a real one.
Let's
and
do
Trash Bins, which you all may know from our guest episode.
The man,
the furry
the myth,
fandom.
The furry, the legend.
Which, if you haven't listened to that one, it's very eye-opening.
You gotta listen to every episode in order, except that last one, to just to get all the in jokes. Okay, you need to be up to date on the Super Despair World lore.
yeah. Go back there. But to the Patreon supporters getting in on the absolute ground floor, we fucking love you guys. Thank you for the support. It is truly,
it means the world to us.
Touching. Yes.
I know every podcaster says that, but they're lying. We mean it. We're telling you.
Yeah, we're the only ones who mean it. The rest of
we're
them
the only people you can trust.
Yeah. So come to us for guidance. And yeah, if you're into anything that we've said, or you want to come
if you're into pet play, come join.
Or if you're into
Discord
pet
now.
play, if you want to become a puppy girl, if you're interested in forced feminization, come to our Discord. Some of those things might go on. Some of them might not. Until then, you won't know.
There's a non-zero number of people in our audience who have barked like a dog for me on Discord. I shouldn't say that. Maybe we'll cut that out. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Let's. All right.
Nobody listens to the end of these episodes, anyways. I think
exactly. Okay. This has gone on long enough. I think that's all for today. Good night, everybody.
Fuck yeah. Good fight. Good night.